Gotta make sure we represent that. Here we go. We're rocking and rolling, man. We got Tree Live in the building. How you doing today, my brother?
Just fine, man. How you doing?
Doing great, bro. You guys, listen, everybody knows the key to my heart, man. If you want to lock in with me for life, this is how you do it. You bring me like this, man.
Designer drip.
Look at this. Fire. My boy, man.
People like
this.
us grind apparel, baby.
Now, how did this brand start, man?
Man, well, so shout out to DJ. DJ own this brand. That's Doug. Him and his brother, they own this brand. They started it, right? And it was long before I was a part of it. I came later on in the process, but it was something to do with like a family member came up with it, and then he perished, and he was like, "I'm gonna carry this out."
Beautiful, man.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Now you've been making music for how long now, bro?
Let's say about 7 years, on and off.
What makes somebody go on and off? Like, what's the consistency fall off? What happens to artists?
Let's see. In the beginning, so I was young. I started like recording. I was like, the thing that makes an artist fall off, to answer your question before I go into it in a tangent, is sometimes finances.
Mm-hmm.
Studio time costs,
Facts.
right? And then when you're in front of a camera, you got to look presentable. When you have shows, you want to be presentable, right? And then time. Like, I got a career outside of music, you know? So sometimes it wasn't matching up. It was either the finances, or I was working real hard, or, you know, doing school and work at the same time, you know, and then trying to put music on top of that, or, you know, so it's just the time and finances, I would say, be the biggest thing.
Right, and now you feel more comfortable and you feel like everything is more balanced, so it's easier for you to work on your music now.
I got an amazing team now.
Mamba Audio is in the building.
Mamba Audio is here.
Yeah.
So me, I damn near need a tattoo that say, "People like us grind Mamba Audio."
Yeah, just the whole thing.
Because they the engine for real. Like, they the reason that I can do it and have been. We've been on a run. Like, we've been on a run for like a year.
Okay, that's
Feel me?
beautiful.
Like,
Yeah.
a year, like, just really like heavy press, right? So they allow me to, you know.
Let's rewind to the beginning, man. The baby tree. The tree was just not a tree this tall, man, and now it's this tall, right?
Yeah.
So,
Still not very tall.
man, I'm 5'10", just to let everybody know. You know,
and I'm a little bit taller than him, so
Yeah.
you do the math on that.
Some people say I'm 5'11". So.
Yeah.
Talk about Baby Tree though, man. Did you grow up in Detroit?
Yeah.
Okay, talk a little bit about just lifestyle growing up in Detroit. What was your life like, man?
So I'm from the northwest side of Detroit, right? And growing up, it was typical inner city activity. You know, you go outside and you do what people outside doing. You know, just whether it's bad stuff, good stuff. We were kids, normal kids. We did bad stuff. We were normal kids until about 11. And then that's when the partying came and the extracurricular activities. But no matter what, I just never stopped going to school. Like, I was an honor roll student, and outside of school, I was like a complete fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, just a jackass. But in school, I was an honor roll student. I was still cool. I still got all the girls and, you know, hung out with all the cool people. Like, but outside of school, complete fuck up. You know what I mean? So it was typical though, inner city stuff. You know what I mean? Trouble.
Yeah, that's like the hardest balance, right? Because you figure if somebody's out of balance outside of school, they're going to be out of balance inside of school. So were you just like, you're highly intellectual or something like that?
Nah, I just got a lot of common sense. I ain't even really like super book smart or nothing. I just have a lot of common sense.
I mean, honor roll, goddamn.
Well, this is what it was. So I heard somebody say this recently, so I ain't trying to jock off of him. It was Derrick Rose. He said it, but he said it best. Some people, when conditions at home are bad, right, they don't know that it's bad. This is all they know. I knew it was fucked up. Like, because it was always up and down and side to side. Like, I knew I had comparison. So I knew that it was fucked up. So when it got real bad, I hated school no matter what, period. But I'd blow some J's or some little weed, right? And just go into school and zone out into the work. And I look up and the day was over. So when I realized that the day go by fast as hell, when I'm doing my work. That's what I used to do. And I looked up and I was like, damn, everybody was tripping because the grades wasn't always like that. But when I like basically lost myself in the work, so time would fly by, shit, honor roll student, you know, name outside the class. I was like a known badass though, like trouble, suspension, shit like that. And they're like, you on the honor roll, like, you know. So
That's like the perfect mixture for the ladies, because like he's smart as hell, but he's in the principal's office every day and he's whooping somebody's ass, right? So that's like a turn on for all the ladies for sure.
yeah. Shout out to Fitzgerald, man. Shout out to Ella Fitzgerald on Pearton and Green Line, man. That was and Post Middle School. That was them days for real.
Yeah, it sounds like fire, man. All right, because when I was in school, man, I was just getting suspended every day. Like, look, I was getting straight ups and I was getting suspended every day, and I had no hoes. So me and you were like on the opposite scale.
Back up, no hoes. Wait a minute.
The reason I had no hoes is because when I was a kid, my mom and dad used to buy me like give me hand-me-downs for my cousins, and they all wore XL clothes and shit because I'm the smallest one.
You were in a nice area then.
I was in a straight area. Yeah, it was straight.
Yeah, see.
Yeah.
Everybody was like, if you was fresh, that was like a big deal. Like, you fresh as hell. Like, everybody was kind of like, you feel me? Like,
I was the opposite of fresh, man. I was like, you know, I took a shower, but I dressed like I was homeless. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was on that type of time.
Homeless, yeah. We all was. Hand-me-downs used to have me fresh as hell sometimes. Like, that was my whole life growing up until, you know, like the teenage years until I started making my own money.
What was the fit
that.
like in middle school and shit like that?
The fit, man, you gotta think. Back in them days, you feel me? We used to do the t-shirts, 2 t-shirts, long sleeve t-shirt with the short sleeve t-shirt over the motherfucker with some pants that's way too damn big, sagging to right here.
Yeah.
You feel me? Like, everything was too damn big. I remember, so my waist size, I wear 30.
Same here.
Man, we used to be rocking the damn 36s and shit. I know I had some 38s. Word to my boy Trey, we and Skinny, we used to be wearing the biggest pants ever. Like, and we thought we was sweet as hell. We look at pictures like, bro, we was really looking dumb.
Yeah, man.
And nobody couldn't tell us we wasn't sweet as a motherfucker.
Man, my friend Richard, I remember because he was always fresh as hell, wearing the freshest clothes, Sean John, when it was popping and shit like that. He came up to me one day and he's like, bro, you got to get some nicer clothes. Like, you're wearing a Walmart brand t-shirt right now. He's like, listen, tomorrow, I don't give a fuck how you're going to do it. You got to wear something nice like a Ralph Lauren or something. So I remember my older brother had a Ralph Lauren shirt in his closet. I took that bitch.
That's how you got
bitch came down to my fucking ankles.
But you rocked that,
But I rocked that bitch. I said, I don't give a fuck. I got a Ralph Lauren on, man.
Got to do that.
I don't care what's going on out here.
But look, you got a different response, though.
Yeah, that didn't work out for me.
It was Ralph, though.
Yeah, it was Ralph.
It was Ralph.
It was Ralph. Now talk a little bit about, you know, you balanced obviously staying educated, right, with living kind of a rough lifestyle. Now you said you kind of had to hone your energies and your focus on school because outside was a little bit more, you know, a little more like unbalanced, right? Like we can say
definitely.
that. How did you get through that after school's over? Because now you have to face that.
Weed. Lots of weed.
Right.
That's how Trees even came about, like the name Super Stoner, right? But not trying to be sweet. It was just like that was the escape. Cause like, not to put mom's business out there like that, but she don't give a damn. My mama a gangster. Like, she was like locked up and shit like that, like in jail and shit. So I come blow weed and, you know, to escape and do my work and shit like that. So it's kind of crazy because shit be like a blessing and a curse. But we always say like nothing happened on accident. Everything's by design, no coincidences. But her going to jail made me feel so bad that my grades ended up getting good because that was my escape. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So shit, lots of weed, heavy weed.
And that must be like a treacherous thing to have to deal with because, you know, our mom is like they're the most sacred person in our lives, and then you have to see them go through that suffering, right?
Hell yeah. And me and my mom was like best friends too, for real. Like that was my dog. But shit, it worked out. Did
you have to take kind of more of the man role in the household? Did you have to take a different type of role, or was everything still kind of?
I don't got like a typical upbringing like household. Like I lived in like 30-something places before I was 18.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't know how much it is now, but before I was 18, I had called about 30-something houses, different houses home. Like that's where I live. Like, so it wasn't like no household. It's like insert baby Mike here, until further notice. Insert baby mic here. So it's just like I lived a lot of lives. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
a lot of different lives. Like it's like this over here. Then you go over here. It's like that. Then you go over here to this. Like so.
When did you feel like you were able to balance your life out and kind of take full control of where you wanted to go and what your destiny was?
15. 15. I don't know. That was kind of like my rites of passage or something like that. Something clicked, and I just was like, yeah, all this like little street shit and all that. You know, I figured out I was like, I'm a player, not a drug dealer. You know what I mean? I'm more so like women and shit like that, and nice clothes and, you know, fly shit more so than like the other shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you just took conscious effort at age 15.
Now 15, I start. Whatever you see right now, whatever I am right now, is I started working real hard at 15.
Right.
Like,
okay.
real
And
hard.
now talk about, was music one of the biggest factors for you? Now you said you had a career outside of music, right?
Yeah.
Did that start first or was music first?
No, I've been writing and rapping for, like, I never not rapped.
Oh, okay.
I think the first time I write, shout out to my sister, I'm gonna give her flowers real quick. When I was like 7, my sister had made up some raps. She 4 years older than me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And her shit was sweet. And all my older cousins was like, hey, like, show them, you know, rap this, rap this. And they was all hype. I'm like, man, I'm about to get off too. Like, you ain't about to get. So I started rapping because her shit was sweet and I seen how they responded to her. So I literally started like trying to put together raps at like 7, right? And the first one I actually wrote that I could remember, I was 9, right?
Yeah.
And ever since then, I always wrote raps. I was the kid that, like, on the block, even when we was, like, badass outside kid, like, you know, outside bad as hell, doing all the wrong shit, I used to have loose leaf paper in my pocket with a rap on it all the time. And, like, we'd sit down in the spot, whatever. I'd be like, look at this, y'all. I just wrote it. You know, we just smoking and shit, bullshitting. I'm like, look, y'all, I just wrote this. And I used to see me fuck them up, like, damn, because I was still young as hell, you know. So that was like the early stages, that loose leaf paper in my pocket. I pull that bitch out, fold it up, like,
Yeah.
rap, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
That's how I started, and then the stew ain't come to, like, first time I went to the stew, I was 15,
Okay.
feel me? And but that was like one time, and I started really like going to the stew consistently, like at like 19, 20.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh yeah, so you took that little bit of a break. What do you think made you stop from 15 to 19 to 20? Like what happened to not go back?
No
again?
access. You know
Oh,
what
you
I
didn't
mean?
have the.
Yeah, it wasn't
okay.
no access. I ain't had like transportation. I ain't have fun, like nothing. I was still just figuring regular life out. You know, it wasn't like rap wasn't even. You know.
Let's talk about music career starting, right? So you get into the studio. Talk about kind of the timeline. Walk us through everything that happened there.
So I had met a dude on the West. I don't even know. Oh, I linked up with a dude through a dude, right? And he had a studio, and I used to record with him. I pay him however much he charged the hour. We built a relationship. We used to work. That's how I put out my first mixtape, which was Grow Big, rapping my ass off on that bitch. So I put that out, and I was just doing it. You know, I'm just paying for the shit, doing the best I can, you know. Put the shit out. It did what it did. And then after that, it's like, all right, where I'm going to go from here? I'll put the shit out. Still got more songs, still recording. But then, like I say, shit get real. Bills, you know, anything. It's like you can't afford to go to the studio right now. So you got to put that on hold, handle this real life shit over here, handle this, whatever. And then, you know what I mean? Because shit, you got to pay the bills, keep the lights on.
Yeah,
you know
that's
what I
right.
mean?
That's the hardest
yeah.
balance for a lot of people, right? They know they're artists deep down inside. They know they have the talent, skill, and ability, but real life gets in the way sometimes.
But I never stopped rapping, though.
Mm-hmm.
Give a damn if I'm in the studio or what, but I ain't never stopped writing, and I ain't never stopped rapping. So that polish was just getting different. So even on the hiatus, when I come back, it's like I'm better. Because I ain't never stopped rapping. I just wasn't in the studio recording.
Right.
So I come back with a bunch of shit to record and trying to play catch up to myself, you know what I mean? But I'll be better than I was last time, you know what I mean?
The way I look at it is kind of like, you know, you were still in the gym working out. It's just you weren't showing up to the games.
Yeah, I
wasn't
wasn't in the game. That's cold.
And now,
like that.
you're back in it. And talk about kind of some milestones that you've accomplished so far. Some things that stand out to you so far in your artistry.
I would say the first thing that stand out to me is just the way people respond to my music, right? Because I was always great with lyrics, right?
Yeah.
But sonically, right? Getting it right sonically.
What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. I know everybody
Sound.
says it. Yeah.
Sound. That's it. Just sound.
Mm.
That's all sonically is. So because you got the rap dudes who can rap good and they can put together the sweet bars, but nobody want to listen to their songs. They don't have playback factor. It doesn't ring off. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't feel good when you play it. So that was like the bridge I was trying to, I was trying to build the bridge between those two. Having good content, dope lyrics, dope bars or whatever, and still making it sound good, making it be good music. Because just because the shit dope to say don't mean it's good music,
Right.
So I say the biggest milestone for me was getting it right sonically to where this bitch ring off, but clearly the motherfucker on there is doing his shit. You know what I mean? And once I got that together, a lot of more shit came. People started recognizing me for being a dude who rap, like a dude who rap good. And through that came other shit like I did a short film, shit like that.
Your film got like over 3 million views, correct?
Yeah.
And you were the lead role in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, 3.6 million views. You're the lead role in this film.
Yep.
First of all, man, even getting 10 views on a short film, I didn't even know people were still watching short films, let alone getting millions of views on them.
At the time, they wasn't. Man. We just did it. Shout out to Volandis, too. Shout out to my boy Volandis. He hit me up. I'm at a party, right? And I was like at a party with this girl that I just met. She was fine as hell. She brought her fine ass friend. Like, this is like, I'm in the best vibe ever. And he like called me. He like, hey, what you doing tomorrow? I'm like, oh, shit, hopefully hanging out with these two. You know what I mean? Like, I just met these girls, like that. And he like, well, look, I got this idea real quick. You got time? So I'm like, come on, like, whatever. Like, I just walked out and like, give it to me real quick. So he give me the rundown. I'm like, all right, that shit sounds sweet. I'm like, what you need me to do? He like, I want you to be the main nigga. Like,
damn.
I'm like, all right. I didn't even wake up on my own. He like, all right, be here at whatever time. You feel me? I'm like, all right, I'll see you tomorrow. So I literally was like, whatever, forget the girls or whatever. Like, we hang out. I just won't hang out with them tomorrow, right? And the next day I wake up to him calling me because we was partying. So I'm like passed out, sleep. You know what I'm saying? We partying and shit. So I wake up, you know what I mean? He like, man, you still asleep, ain't you? I'm like, hell yeah. He like, man, come on, bro. I'm like, all right, here I come. So I literally like hop in the car, boom, hop on the freeway, stop, get coffee, get Visine because I don't want to look bad on camera. So I get like Visine. I'm hungover for real. I'm trying to shake it. You know what I mean? I'm like, fuck, we was going too hard. So I stop at the gas station, get my coffee, get my Visine, all that, trying to shake back. I think I got like a stand back or something. You know what I'm saying? And I pull up and we just start rolling. And he was like, and it was like improv.
Man.
Like he would give us a general idea, like you trying to see, like you trying to, and we would just take it to Mars. Like it was all improv. We did that shit for like, I want to say a week straight. Like after everybody got off work or whatever the hell they had going on, we would link up and do it. We did it like a week straight, and then we had to go back and redo certain scenes and shit like that. And then he was like, all right, we got enough, we good. And he called us, was like, hey, let's come on, let's watch the film. So we all linked up at my boy Cam, shout out Big Homie Boomin'. We linked up at his house. And I was like, damn, like what the fuck? Like this shit crazy. I can't believe we just did this shit like this, right? But we still not thinking, it's gonna go crazy. Man, he dropped it. That shit was like, boom.
Yeah.
We like, oh shit. So then like, it was weird for me because that was like my first taste of fame, right? Where you're in public and people knows, like they know who you are, but you don't know who they are.
Right.
It was weird because, so I'm in the mall, right? I'm with a guy who does movies. Shout out to my boy Alfonso Settles. He be like in all the movies and shit, but we in the mall. And we had just did a movie that he was in. I was just like an extra in there. So we walking in Fairlane and somebody just say, hey, like like loud as hell. So we thinking it's lit. Like we all like ready to like, what's up? Like, you know, he like, you was in that movie. We looked at each other like, which one?
Yeah.
Like the little one. I'm like, yeah. He like, man, I fuck with that. Da da da. So I'm like, all right, cool. And then like that kept happening though.
Yeah.
Like I'm in a liquor store, I'm downtown. So that kept happening. Like people know who I am. So it took a while for me to like even like get used to that, right? And then like at the same time I had dropped Get Off, right? And that was like making its rounds. For some reason it was like doing well on Facebook. Wasn't really doing, the YouTube video wasn't really going crazy. I had dropped it with like For Show at the time, For Show magazine.
Yeah.
Shout out to them, they used to be showing hella love. But like it was making its round. So it was on For Show and it was like doing well on Facebook. So then people was like yelling at me for knowing to get off. Like, oh, I just like, so I was just like, damn, like this shit weird. You know what I mean? Like, but after a while I kind of stopped being so like, when I hear A, it wasn't so like, you know, like it's lit.
You
It
got
was
used
like,
to it.
I look first, like, what's up?
Yeah.
But random people coming up to you, like shaking your hand and stuff, you not knowing why they walking up on you, you like you checking language, body language, like what you on? Like, oh man, I follow you, I seen your, or, you know. So after a while, you still be guarded because you don't want to be like a lick. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be just sleepwalking.
Yeah.
But you're a little bit more laxed about it.
Yeah, for sure, man, for sure. And that's an awesome experience to have too, you know, based off of a film. You know, a lot of artists and rappers get that type of love. And, you know, getting 3.6 million views, you got to imagine that's possibly 3 million different people seeing you if it's not double plays or whatever. But did you feel like maybe movies is the lane at that point? Did you feel like you were seeing more success with movies and than music at the time?
Definitely, I had that thought. I was like, damn, like this movie shit that was the first movie I ever did. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, that was the first one.
And if you're the lead role,
I held that.
you know what I'm saying?
I held the viewers. And like, you know, sometimes you like, maybe it's just like a fluke or something. But once I kind of compared and contrasted and like waited for it to happen again, it didn't happen again. Not for me. I'm just saying like without me. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like,
okay.
was it really me that held it down like that? Because you just doubt, you know, it's always room for like a little doubt. You like, did I really like just make this go crazy like this?
If you change out the main character, who knows if the film would have been as sick, bro?
Man, and when I watch it, I'm like, because at first you can't watch it like a regular person. All you're doing is critiquing yourself. So you're not even, it took me like a year to watch it like that. You know what I mean? Like just as a fan or just a watcher. Like a just, you know, whatever. And I'm like, damn, this shit good. Like, I'm over here finna tear up. I'm like, bitch, it's you. How you gonna tear up? You know it's not real. It's you. Like, you know what I mean? But it's a really good fucking film. You know what I mean?
Talk a little bit about how you continued after that. So you're getting a lot of notoriety for the film. Now, did you get back into music more so? What was happening after that?
Yeah, I mean, I never stopped. Like, he was editing the film and editing the video for me because he had shot a couple of my videos too.
Oh, cool.
So I never stopped the music. Like, if in the past, the only time I've ever stopped music was because I had to. If I had the means, I never stopped grinding. So, and like I say, what was crucial was getting not only a team but the right team, right? So we're headed, we have the same goal. Our goals align. You know what I mean? We move on one accord. You get what I'm saying? So now it's heavy press, you know? Like I said, we've been on a run because we all got that same mindset. We know where we're going, we know what we want, we know what we stand for, we know what we don't. It's easy. Building the team around me, no stopping, you know? Once I got the team around me, we're gone.
Oh, for sure, man. That's great that you have a bunch of people around you that are supportive and really promoting you, man. You know, it's hard for people to find that. Was there a certain moment where you knew you needed a team, or?
Hell yeah, 2019. 2019, I was like, man, I need a manager or something. Like, what the fuck? I can't, because it was like, all right, you want to just keep kind of doing this shit? Like, people know, oh, he be rapping. That's a dude that rap. But I wasn't like, that's a rapper, right? And I tried to do it with like a different group of people, and it didn't work out. It was like, all right, you know, it's all love, and it ain't work out, it's all good. Then it's like, that's all love, and ain't, you know, whatever. But then once I got the right team, now it's like, oh, I know you. That's, you know, that's so and so, you know, because it was just like more consistent. Everything got bigger. Everything was a few notches up. Everything, you know, the team was what was missing.
It takes time to find the right team, man.
Yeah.
It takes time to find people you trust and that it all makes sense and everything just clicks. So sometimes people will be like, oh, I want a manager or something like that. It's like, okay, you want a manager, but make sure that that person makes sense in your life, not just that it's a manager.
Yeah, because you guys have to spend a lot of time together.
Right.
And then if you're not like-minded as far as your goals, it's gonna be always conflict, bumping heads. It's like, you want something else out of this deal. I want this out of this deal. We really heading into, and that's how people end up parting ways.
Oh yeah, for sure, man. Now let's talk about the music some more. So what was some music that really stood out to your audience, and what's some stuff that was most notable to you in your music?
So Get Off was like a moment for sure. Like I say, it was the same time around the movie or whatever, but Get Off was a moment because all the girls liked it. That's just what it was. That's what it boiled down to. The girls loved it, and which make the dudes like it. You know what I mean? So Get Off was like, and the visuals was crazy. Like we was doing donuts in the snow, and you know, like it was just like really like sonically pleasing and aesthetically pleasing. So it just worked, right? So Get Off was definitely a moment with the music, and Baby Mike is crazy because it's more cinematic, right? It's more cinematic, still sonically pleasing. We got the aesthetics right. All the visuals is dope. Like Baby Mike, as of recent, was a moment. But let's see, Grow Big was my first mixtape, right? And then I followed it up with Liddy 20s, right? Liddy 20s is like basically, you know, the Roaring 20s, like the 1920s.
Yes.
Right now, my bad. Right now, we're living in like the lit version of, like, they gonna refer to this as like Lady 20s. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, that's all it's about. If you ain't lit, you ain't nothing. You got $12 million. If you ain't lit, they'd rather 500,000 because he lit. You know? Like, that's just how it is right now. I mean, I don't like it, you know, but that's how it is. If you ain't lit, I don't really mean that right now. So followed it up with Liddy 20s, and that's the project that Get Off actually was on.
Break
you know
down what
I mean?
being lit is.
Being lit, you turned up. Like you said, you went to school, you wasn't lit. You wasn't lit.
Yeah.
But then when you put that shit on, it was lit.
Yeah.
You feel me? You put that shit on, you got a different response from school. You got a different response from the girls.
Right.
You like, I had no hoes.
Yeah.
You put that shit on, you start getting some hoes. You know, so it's just, being lit is just literally a perception. Really. Like, it's a perception. You can look like you lit and be lit for real. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can literally, people, we seeing it every day. Motherfuckers acting like they lit, and then it actually make them lit. Lit is people know who you are, for one. So it's clout, it's notoriety, whatever, right? A little bit of fame or recognition. It's your appearance, and it's what you got going on. What's the energy around you? It's energy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you lit, you got the energy. You the energy. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. It's just being the energy and how people respond to you.
What's some of the biggest factors you think in the progress of your career right now? How do you feel like you've contributed like the most? What area do you feel like you contributed the most into the success of what you have so far?
Like offering a unique perspective. My approach on music, right?
Right.
When you play a Tree Live song, it's a little different than what you're used to hearing. It's a lot different, actually. You know what I mean? Because it's just like it's a very small journey, right? So my perspective, for sure, what I stand for, I think it's absorbed through the music without you even really knowing. Because that's what happened when we listen to music. We absorb another person's perspective.
Yes.
And mine is unique. It's not one that's, you know, you're used to have run through your head. So I would say the biggest contributing factor that any artist has is their perspective. So
that's very well put, man. Yeah, I never really looked at it like that. You know, you try to connect with artists and their music in some type of way.
Yeah.
You try to feel it and vibe out to it, And when music touches your soul, then you really fall in love with the artist and with the song itself, and that bitch is on replay, and you're following that artist and all that. So, how do you feel like where do your lyrics stem from? Where does everything come from to put out these tracks that people are connecting with?
Absolute real life. So I'm an MC, like straight up, like at heart. I learned to do the turned up shit, the lit shit, the new shit, you know, like the surface level shit. I learned how to do that. But at heart, I'm an MC. Like, my favorite rapper of all time is DMX. You feel me? So we talking like DMX, Offspring, Nas, Red, Meth, Love Cole, Sean, Kendrick. Like, at the core, that's, you know, that's the essence at the core. But then I love the shit out of me some Meek Mill and some, you know, G Herbo, and, you know, so it's so much in that pot for real. But yeah, I think it's, what was your question?
Oh, like where the music stems from and where it all comes from.
Yeah, it comes from real life.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm telling stories, and even in the lit music, I'm still telling stories.
Yeah, man. I remember, you know, I always bring up this talk because it was the most important talk that I've ever been a part of. But Joey Gladstone from Full House. I don't know if you ever watched Full House.
Of course. Is that the dad?
That's the blonde-haired, like one of the
Uncle Joey.
Uncle
right?
Joey, yeah. So I forget his real name, but he's from Detroit. So anyway,
wait, stop.
Yeah.
You did not just tell me Uncle Joey from Detroit.
He's from Michigan for sure. Yeah.
Damn, I swear to God, like bro.
Yeah, I figured out too because he was doing a talk here, so it was a seminar. So I'm going to watch it because I'm like trying to learn about comedy and entertainment.
Yeah,
and it was so crazy because he was talking about how, like, basically he said two things that really stood out to me. One, the only way to really make it is by keep creating, just never stop, just keep making
flood
shit.
the market.
Just put it all out there. Everybody kept raising their hands saying, how do I make it? I've done everything. He said, just keep creating productions. He's like, he even said like halfway through the talk, he's like, I kind of fucked up doing this seminar because the real answer to all this shit is just keep creating. He's like,
yeah.
He's like, I don't really have no other fucking answers.
I kind of fucked up a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, I don't really have no other answers for you guys but that. He's like, I tried to make this a 2-hour thing. It's really a 30-minute thing. Like,
right.
There's really no other answer from it. But my favorite thing, kind of what you just said here, is he's like, what I hated is I would go see comedians perform and they would try to just say jokes. They would just try to make jokes.
Tell them stories.
He was like, I would rather hear you go on stage and just talk about your life and me connect with it and not laugh as much versus you just coming on and making a joke. With rappers, it's the same thing. Y'all are just rapping bars. I'd rather hear you tell me a story about your life versus you just saying some slick-ass bars, bro.
Yeah.
Because even when I'm hearing Biggie Smalls, yeah, there's some fire-ass bars, but I'm also hearing real life being told in those bars. And that's what's kind of missing these days.
And that's the thing. As an artist, you want to have that balance, and you're always trying to find it, and you're always trying new shit and critiquing and to put a little more on this side. All right, take some, you know, whatever. But telling them stories is what it was born on. MC, a true MC, tells stories. You know what I mean? And if you think about the ones that, like, the songs that have stood the test of time, listen to them. They really be telling stories.
Yeah, and people even lost the art of knowing what an MC is, man. That's the master of a ceremony. That's the person who's conducting the whole vibe of whatever the event is happening. If that shit's not coming from the soul, then there's nothing happening for real.
Yeah, and it's a different connection when you rap. Well, when I rap songs from life versus punch-in songs.
Right.
Punch-in songs ring the fuck off. Punch-in songs make all the girls shake ass. Punch-in songs make, like, because it's so surface level. You could just say it. Everybody, we living in the litty 20s, right? So everybody turned up, they drink and they vibe, and they surface level. They ain't trying to think, you know? But when you performing the shit that you really got a connection with, that came from your heart, that's real life, you lose yourself. Like Eminem say, lose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on stage, I'm in tears rapping that shit, right? Thank God I be wearing shades. Like dark shades, you know, but versus the shit that's just like, it's kind of, you got to kind of try to, you know, it's not the same response. It don't come out the same way. So.
Yeah. And I always do wonder who the audience is behind some of that music, but then I do remember, like,
the kids.
The kids are
grew up
making
on the internet.
Yeah. My favorite thing about the people that fuck with me and support me is I look at my analytics on like social medias and YouTube and everything, and my audience ranges from like 18 to 35, which I love that, and it's mostly 20 to 30. So I'm like happy that it's people in my generation fucking with me.
That's what mine say, 18 to 35.
Yeah.
That's the target audience, 18 to 35.
Yeah, I'm straight on having like, I don't know, man. I'm straight on all that. Like having a kid, like I don't know. If I'm a rapper, man, I want people like that have consciousness to listen to me. I'd rather have conscious people listening to me than still somebody who doesn't know what life is yet listening to me.
And that's the thing. So you got your core fan base, right?
Mm-hmm.
Probably a little older.
Yeah.
But then you got the lit music. Now here come the kids, right?
Yeah, man.
And they come for the lit music, but some of them dive into the catalog and they like it.
Yeah.
So now they stick around in a real way. They part of your core now. They ain't just here to turn up. They part of your core now. And that's how it been happening. Like the Get Offs, all the turn up music, the 2K Pressures, the stuff like that. These are all my song titles. All those type of records, pull them in, and then they get introduced to records like Baby Mike, stuff like that. And some of them really become a part of my core fan base.
That's beautiful, man. Yeah, because sometimes it takes the that bait a little bit, right? So it might be like a lit ass song with not too much substance, but it's lit and it's fun.
Yeah.
And then somebody's like, "Let me hear more of this shit," and then
Right.
all of a sudden you connect with them.
Yeah, that's like Glow. Shout out Glorilla, man. She really
Glorilla.
is like right now. That's my favorite female.
For real?
You
I don't
you
know.
gotta dive into her
We'll
catalog.
talk about Glorilla. I don't know anything about her face.
Very, very quickly. Glorilla got that deep voice, right? That's what make her so cold, because it's the delivery. So you listening to it crazy, but then Glorilla MC for real. So when you dive into that catalog, you're like, oh shit, she rapping her ass off. Like she really can go. You know, not just the turned up FNFs and shit like that, and the one she just dropped with Cardi. Them cold, but she really can hold a core fan base because she really is a spitter for real.
Yes.
Yeah. So shout out Glorilla. Big Glorilla Pimp, baby.
You're right. We tend to discredit these female rappers, but they don't really get there for no reason. Like they have to be, except for some of the. Listen, there's some.
You can't say it's for no reason though.
Yeah.
You can never say
But
no reason.
But listen, man.
Yeah.
There are
Listen,
some,
Linda. Listen,
There's
Linda.
some female artists that, come on, man, that makes no sense. And it's like that. Listen, bro, that look matters, bro.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
You know, some of them just got the look, and then they got the engineers behind them making
somebody
shit happen.
writing the record, and
Yeah.
because you just the face. But guess what? That's an art delivering the magic. So
True.
when I was younger, I was just MC'd out, right? Like right through and through. I'm gonna write everything, right? But now, just learning more, gaining perspective. If you give me a hit, I still gotta go deliver that bitch. You know what I mean?
That's a craft.
So that's something. But if you give me a hit, I don't give a damn. I would probably say you wrote it. You know what I mean? Because it don't hold the same weight.
That's true. Like I was looking at some of Drake's music and stuff, and I realized he has a lot of writers and whatnot. So I was like, all right, fuck it. You know?
Drake be having like 30 of them one. So you be like, when the song go off on what's the name when you watching the lyrics on Apple,
Yeah.
immediately it comes up.
The credits come out, yeah.
Like it just comes up. I was like, damn. If I had all these people helping me write a damn song, I think I had as many hits too. You know? But
you got to prove yourself first before you can get those writers.
you got to
doing
get
it.
to a certain level. You know what I mean? Because people are dying to write for you.
It's like a movie, right? Like who knows how many people are tweaking that bitch up before that script gets fucking sent off for the final.
Of course.
Right.
And then like, we love Denzel. He ain't wrote shit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't wrote a fucking thing.
Shit,
You know what I'm saying? Will, whatever, they probably wrote some shit, but like, think about it.
No.
They
Listen.
deliver the magic.
That's beautifully said, but I will say Will Smith on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, they said a lot of that shit was improv. Like they just said,
Yeah.
just like how you did your movie,
Talent. Yeah. He got
they
it.
gave you something to go off of, and he rolled off
And
that
you
shit.
just go.
Because you can't tell me like if half the writers are white and half the writers are black.
They
and
can't come up with that
They
shit.
can't come up with
Yeah,
the
I
shit
know.
he was saying. It's probably like, well, this is what happened. Go fuck with it. You know?
Freestyling, yeah.
But Denzel was probably going, man, who knows? Who knows for real?
I mean, I'm just saying, think
but
about
it's
it.
a good point, though. It is a good
He
point.
delivers the magic. Like, it's certain shit you can't write. You can't write my in between, like how I stand, how I look in between words, my timing. That is the biggest shit with that acting. The reason I was able to hold that role and carry it the way is because my timing was good. You know? Like it was realistic. When you listen to the conversations, bro this, bro that, hell no. Like, you know, whatever. It was just the timing, right? So whatever, I don't give a damn. If they write a goddamn record and it's a hit, or if they got confidence in it, if I like it, I don't give a damn. I'm taking it.
I'm not gonna lie, bro.
I done wrote enough sweet ass raps to where I'm stamped as an MC. People know how Tree Live, when I first started, right? When I was just pressing, heavy pressing, young, just doing open mics every week and just going hard. When I used to walk in, they'd be like, oh shit, Tree Live and this bitch, real hip hop in the building, because I was that. You feel me? So it's just like, I already did enough to be stamped as a true MC. Niggas know I got go. You know, everybody knows that's a rapping motherfucker. He can rap his ass off. I don't care. I take the hit. I take the lyrics, right? If you got something, send it over, bro. We gonna give you credit.
I don't think I've you know how many hip hop podcasts I listen to and interviews I listen to? I've never heard anybody just defeat the whole argument by using movies as an example like that. That was literally, if that clip doesn't go viral, you guys are fucking up, because that is true, man. We love all these actors and shit, but they did not write those fucking
wrote a motherfucking
scripts.
thing. They got up there and made us love it, though.
Exactly. So that's a talent in itself.
And guess what? We be quoting this shit the Fridays. I swear to God, those are probably the most quoted movies in life ever. Like the 3 Fridays, Players Fuck Up, You Would Die for This Shit, like whatever. You whoop Debo and you cold. Like, we say that shit so much. Them movies old as hell, but that shit lived through us.
Yeah.
Them motherfuckers doing that shit. Ice Cube, he probably wrote a little shit up in there because it's Ice Cube. But Dada ain't wrote shit. Mike Epps ain't wrote shit. Chris Tucker ain't wrote shit. But they made us love it.
Yeah, you're right. Man, listen, this has been one of the most fun talks I've ever had on this podcast. I want to ask you a question. If you, by next year, or no, not even by next year, by the end of your career, what do you hope people have gotten from your whole legacy and what you've accomplished?
So, damn, I'm. It's 2 eyes on my live for a reason, because I'm an extra ass nigga. I'm over the top, so I got to give you over the top ass answer. So, I love Bruce Lee. You love Bruce Lee?
Fuck yeah,
love Bruce Lee. I used to buy all the books and Jeet Kune Do. There you go. Yeah. There you go. I used to buy that shit, read that shit. But one thing that he said, when you're in a fight, you just fight. You don't think about who gonna win, who gonna lose, because you're gonna get your ass whooped. You get what I'm saying? You don't worry about who gonna win. You just fight. You fight your fight. When I used to be on the track team in high school, you don't look over, you don't tense up, you don't try to change. You just run your race. You just do your shit. So I'm just in it. I hope my career goes exactly where I want it to go. But what I'm thinking right now is I got projects coming up that I'm working on. This come out, right? So what I'm thinking is, all right, boom. Me and shout out my girl Detroit Diamond, right? Me and Detroit Diamond got 3P coming out. Boom. All right. I'm in the fight. I just want to get 3P out. But at the same time, we got the album People Like Us Grind P.L.U.G coming out, right? I'm trying to get that. I want that to go crazy.
Yeah.
So eventually, of course, I want that platform, that stage, because, you know, the kids, everything right now is drill, 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 kill, 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 spin, spin, spin. It's like, all right, we come from the streets, we come from the inner city, we all tough as a motherfucker, right? But most tough guys go to prison or get a hollow point in their chest or in their face, right? So I want the stage to be like, man, fuck all that beef shit, like, especially, because all the beef be like somebody who look like it could be your cousin or your sibling or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck y'all, keep trying to, you know what I mean? You get what I'm trying to say, right?
Of course.
So I want that stage to kind of be like, okay, so look, that's cool, but I got something else y'all can kind of fuck with too,
Right.
which is staying fresh as a motherfucker,
Yeah.
staying fly, getting money, taking care of your people, making sure they good, and fucking with these pretty ass bitches.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
God damn, all these 5 motherfuckers out here
Yeah.
running around, loving the shit out men, and y'all want to spin until y'all dizzy. Like, damn. Sometimes I listen to songs, I be like, how many people just died in this song? Like, you feel me? Like, shout out to my boy Lovejoy. We had this saying, we'd be like, bro, okay, this not like a gangster record or like a drill record, right? We'd be like, everybody who alive when this song start, I want all the motherfuckers to be alive when the song over. Don't rap about killing that motherfucking person.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So it's just kind of like just another perspective. I just want that stage so I can insert Tree Live's perspective into the game because it's like, man, fuck that. We fly. We got bitches. We having money. We got drip. Like, we fucking shit up. We pulling up in nice whips and shit, you know?
Yes.
Everybody want a big-ass whip in their driveway. They pull up and park on the curb with a fine-ass bitch hopping out the other side. You know what I mean?
Or three.
Fine-ass bitch hopping out. Bro, real quick, I say, this was always one of my goals. And I ain't going to say if I did it or not for certain reasons. But SUV, right?
Yeah.
Pull up to the club, SUV. Leave. But when you leave, you pile so many bitches up in there that they lapped up somebody sitting on the floor.
Yeah.
That bitch look like a clown car when they finally get out. They don't never stop coming out that bitch. Because we finna go party. We finna go do what the fuck we, you know?
Goals.
But that's the type shit. Fuck all that spinning and drilling and killing it. Like, fuck that shit weak for real. Like, and I like some of the music too. And even the artists who make that type of music, right? They're like, bro, we talking about shit we had to go through. Like, we ain't spinning and drilling right now. We having money and doing the shit I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But they're like, that's our experience, so we sharing it, but then the kids absorb it differently.
Yes.
So it's just like, all right, you can't be mad at them for talking about they real fucking life. Or even the ones who faking the funk, you can't be mad at a man for his hustle. Because I like the shit too. I like ESTG, shout out to him, Doug, all that shit. I fuck with that shit. I play that shit, you know? But it's like, it's cool to like offer Tree Live to the game too.
Oh no, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Tree Live, man. This is a
2 eyes, Tree Live with 2 eyes, baby.
Yeah, with 2 eyes, man. Because this is probably one of the most exciting talks I've ever had because we talk about, again, it kind of roots into real hip hop, right? And talking about the kind of hopefully what the new era of music is going to be.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can bring like a new wave and kind of like we say, we respect the drill rap and what it kind of does and implement, but at the same time, more conscious music. Won't hurt. It's probably better off to have it, especially with the younger generation coming up.
So when you see Tree Live, when you hear Tree Live, I want you to think Mamba Audio. I want you to think Plug, People Like Us Grind. Like, period. Tree Live with 2 eyes, Mamba Audio, Plug, People Like Us Grind.
Yeah.
I want to shout out Staff Jules, you feel me? PG, Repo, DJ, Duck, and Dre, because that's my team. That's who be like, if I ain't doing something right, or if I need advice, or if I need something set up, like, you see, I didn't talk to you until just now. You know what I mean? Whatever it is, they there. I might just want to call and be like, hey, bro, this shit going on, this shit, you know, because it's a large load to have to deliver sometimes,
Yes,
you know,
sir.
balancing everything. So I just want to shout out the team. People Like Us Grind, Mamba Audio, Tree Live with 2 eyes. That's me. That's them. You feel me? That's we. That's us.
For sure.
You feel me?
I appreciate you again for being a part of this, man.
Thank you, bro. It's been a pleasure.
You know, with the way that you speak and the way that you talked on the show, man, I really just hope everything here gets interpreted to its fullest. You know what I'm saying? Because, again, MCs are hopefully not a dying breed. It feels like it sometimes. One of my favorite MCs of all time, his name is Chaos, Kevin Breton from Toronto.
Okay.
And he stopped making music kind of, and it killed me because all his music was about, he had an album called Joyful Rebellion.
Mm-hmm.
His album was pretty much about how the rap game's fucked up.
Yeah.
And this was like late 90s shit. He was dropping this in the late 90s.
Yeah.
And his message was so powerful. I feel like he just got blackballed because it was so real.
But I'm with the fuckery though. Like, don't get it fucked up. I'm Tree Live with 2 eyes. I'm gonna turn up. I'm gonna have fun. Bitches, bottles, let's drive fast, all that.
With
like,
balance.
You know, but it's just like certain shit ain't cool for real. You know what I'm saying?
I'll fuck with that.
Like fly shit. So, but we can spin the block after these projects come out and do what they do. We can spin the block for sure.
I feel it. Listen, man, High Low Visuals is shooting these productions for us. We're at Parallel Sound Studio. Tree Live was in the building. We're out. Peace.
Peace.